Hi, I'm Mike Douglas from Levitt Safety. I'm here to show you a little bit about a new product called LOBO Systems. It's a work platform system, totally CSA compliant. One of the things we want to go through is explain how this product is unique, how it's different from scaffolding, some of the advantages: no tools, minimal training, welded on, load bearing points. So let's have a look at the parts and go through the system. Okay, so LOBO Systems. Always going to start with a base. So what we have in front of us here are our trestle legs. There are 3 versions of trestle legs and a base leg, trestle leg over to the left, my left here. This is a TL1, this is a TL2, and in behind me is a TL3. I'll show you that in 1 second. Trestle legs are able to support 550 pounds regardless of which size you're working with. And they can also integrate together. That's one of the features of LOBO. All you need to do with this particular system: remove the pin, loosen the thumb screw, and raise up the insert. Now you see that insert gets right up to the same height as the TL2. You pin that in place, tighten up the thumb screw, and what I've been able to do is integrate a TL1 leg with a TL2 leg, made them the same height. This way you can totally integrate your systems. It works very much like using Lego or Meccano as a child. This is just for adults. Okay? So if you're looking at a TL3 now, which is a much bigger trestle leg, I put that in behind. All I would need to do is remove the pin again from the TL2, raise it up to the top level. It would be the exact same height as a TL3, and again, I can integrate everything I need to integrate and make it work. The last little piece of equipment on the leg side is this. This is a base leg trestle leg. It has a plate that's a 6-inch square, some holes in it for mounting permanently or not. You can bolt this down into cement or just nail it down into wood if it's just a temporary situation. This piece of equipment works very well in small, confined areas, or helps me build in stairwells, because LOBO System works very well in building in alternate elevations. So that's what I would use for that system. Some of the parts within the LOBO system are to my right here. First I want to start with in the background is a wheel kit. We'll demonstrate how the wheel kit goes on shortly. Just know that we can put a wheel kit on any system, whether it's a 2-foot, 4-foot, however long it is, however wide it is, we can install a wheel kit. In front of us, over to the right here, this is a lifting beam. Now the purpose of that lifting beam is to help workers lift material to height. It's not rated for personnel, it's only rated for lifting materials, and that can be integrated into the system anywhere you need it. We also have in the foreground here some low bands. These are clamps, special clamps that help attach tubes together, give strength to the tubes as they're being attached to the system. Various sizes of tubing. Tubing can be as small as a couple feet up to 10, 20 feet long we have and we've used. Other parts that are very important to the system are leg extensions. This leg extension starts from about here and goes up and adds about 4 foot to the system as you need to build higher. Right? This is meant to be in one position only. If you need some adjustability in your leg extensions, then we can offer you an adjustable leg extension. Again, from my hand up is 4 feet, but it has some pre-drilled holes, and each of these holes are approximately 1 inch apart. So we can set the height wherever we need to. If you need to work at 6'2", we can pretty much get your feet at 6 foot 2 inches if that's what's required. Also in the system, we have sway braces. This is the small version. I have the larger version with me here. Sway braces are designed to add stability to the system. So these will be installed usually on angles, and they'll span from one side to the other, or from one end across. Okay. Both of the sway braces are adjustable. This one can adjust approximately up to 5 feet. The larger one approximately up to 11 feet. Another important piece of equipment is the outrigger. The purpose of an outrigger is again to add stability to your system, but also to add dimension or footprint, because as you build a system higher, you need to maintain a 3-to-1 height to base ratio. So by installing outriggers, we can gain a bigger footprint on the ground, which gives us and maintains that 3-to-1 base to height ratio. It's a hinge system. It's pinned at the bottom, and we have some adjustability with it as well. Toe boards are integral to the system. We can either do them in a kit or we can do them as individual pieces. This one happens to be in a kit. It's hinged. It's 2 feet by 6. That way we can just expand it and put it down onto the board wherever it's needed. Behind me here we have ladders. We need to gain height and access to our system. We have a variety of ladder heights. We have smaller ones get us up a couple feet, larger extensions that can get us up to where we really need to go. And of course it wouldn't be a work platform system without platforms. LOBO System has a variety of platforms in place. The majority of them are 2 foot wide and come in lengths of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 feet. Materials of construction are laminate wood, or we can do them all in aluminum. There's also the availability to get these boards with trapdoors in them, making access through the system. If you're using a narrow platform, we can get you through the bottom on a ladder to gain access safely to a system. Okay, so to build the system, I've selected a TL3 trestle leg here, length of tube. Tube length, and this is approximately 4 feet, so we're going to start with that. I'm going to insert the tube into the side load-bearing clamp, let that be for a second, grab my other trestle leg, and insert this side. Once you get this in play, just tighten down this L bolt, and as I tighten that up, that leg should square up pretty nicely for us. As you can see, I'm not using any tools. That's a major advantage to LOBO systems, and no tools are required to construct it. Okay? Come over to the other side, position your trestle leg, tighten it up, and again, what you should see is that trestle leg just sort of snap right up into a nice 90-degree position for us. Okay? So we've put one tube length in, we need to put another one in the next side clamps. And again, you can see one person can put the system together. If you have two that know and are trained on how to put the system together, it's better. But one person can certainly do it. Here's our first trestle leg system. Now we're going to start building our first platform. Once we have them positioned, I'm going to grab a board. This is a low board. It's approximately 6 feet long. Once I've got that board on, I want to make sure everything looks like it's good and level and nice and square. That slides perfectly, so we've got that on there. Okay? So that board's in play. One of the things you'll notice with LOBO systems is there's no catch mechanism underneath the hooks. So the way we secure boards in place is with a low band and a small piece of tube. Fairly simple. Tighten this up, snug it in place, and then what you need to do is make sure that that low L bolt finishes over top of the board. In this position, I've prevented the board from sliding and I've prevented the board from lifting. Place one at each end and that board is secured. Alright, once you've got your base system in place, you'll probably need to gain elevation, and we do that through leg extensions. So I'm going to demonstrate how to put a leg extension in and build our platform higher. I'm going to remove the pin on the trestle leg. I'm going to take out our trestle leg extension piece. You're going to take that, insert it into the top here. At this point in time, you can preset this adjustment in case you need to gain some height at the top. Put that in play. I'm going to line up my side load-bearing clamps all in the same direction. Okay. I'm going to insert this into the trestle leg itself and slide it down. Now, with this system, as mentioned before, I can leave this flush. I gain 4 feet. If I want to gain any extra height, I can do that through the increments here, and these are 1-inch increments. So let's just pin that there, tighten the thumb bolt, and that's how we install our first leg extension. All right, to gain access to different elevations in your system, you're going to need some ladders. I'm going to demonstrate how to install a ladder into the system. So you're going to put the ladder in place. You're going to hold it against the tube. You're going to have to loosen off the tube clamps, and you're going to have to use a ladder clamp. This is a lot different from a low band, a little thinner. Don't get them interchanged, but this is what we're going to use. So the first thing we're going to do is take control of that ladder. We're going to slide our tube back, place that through. Do the same on the other side. Reinstall, tighten up. Make sure that's hand tight again, and then set our ladder angle, and we're good. We're going to come around the front or from the back, however you can do it, and tighten up our ladder clamps. And by doing this, we have secured our ladder in place to help us gain access to the next level. Okay. So that's in play. So we've installed our ladder. Now we have access to the next lift, and we're good to go. So if you're going to add different work levels to your platform, you need to put in some sway braces, and that's what I'm holding in my hand right now. This is the large sway brace. This will extend up to about 11 feet if we need it. We also have the small sway braces, which I had shown you before. But right now we're going to install this into the system to add some stability. Snug up the lower side. Pull the pin, because we're going to need to make an adjustment so it'll fit across. Fit it to approximately where you need to go, and then reestablish the pin. Tighten the thumb screw. Another low band into the system, and secure this one in. Hand tight again, of course, and we've installed our sway brace. That sway brace adds a lot of rigidity to the system. I've put this on an angle. On the back side, we'd probably want to put another sway brace on, going in the opposite angle, so when you're looking at the system from the side, you'd see a nice X pattern, very similar to traditional scaffolding. The next item we want to add to the system is an outrigger. The purpose of the outriggers, again, more stability and extend the footprint of the system. This is our outrigger. Again, it's a hinge piece of equipment, so take control of it. You'll need a couple low bands. One of the first things you want to do snug up the lower level. Tighten the top, come down to the bottom of the system, loosen the thumb screw, pull the pin, extend the leg, and pin the leg again where it's needed. My leg isn't sitting on the floor right now, so I'll need to drop the system and reattach and snug up the low band. Now we've extended our footprint to the system. We had a 4-foot wide platform. We've added approximately 3 feet of base. Of course, I'd need a second one on the other side. Now we've turned a 4-foot wide system. Actually, now it's 7 foot by 6. And we need to do this as we build the system higher. We need to maintain a 3-to-1 height to base ratio, and this is the tool to do it. Once you've got your sway braces in place, one of the last things you're going to have to do is put in some guardrails. So I'm going to show you how to install some guardrails right now. snug them up. You can push these into place in the back, get them where you need them to be. Tighten up the guardrail. Now we've installed our mid-rail in the back end, and we can install the front one as we go. Again, using the low bands, these tubes can be installed anywhere in the system. Not only these are our mid-rails, now our guardrails, these are adding more stability into the system. Next step is to install the top rail, and we'll be good to go. All right, now that we have our mid-rails and top rails in play, the last element to the system is a tow board. Right? The purpose of the tow board is to provide safety to the person working at top and people working below in case any tools or materials are kicked off the platform to a level below. So this particular tow board, as mentioned, is a kit. It's a hinged tow board, 2 foot by 6. Just drop it on, and you're good to go. All right, you've seen the LOBO system. You've seen us build the platform system up and how to make it wider, how to make many adjustments to the system. What we want to demonstrate right now is the wheel kit. The wheel kit can be incorporated to any system that you want. To install the system, you need the 4 wheels. So over the trestle leg, each wheel will go. Take the square tube, insert that into the square clamp this time, snug that down. Again, hand tight is the rule. Try to keep things as in line as you possibly can. Work with the other side. Bring that into play. Square up. Install, tighten, and you've installed one side of your legs. Now it's important to start your legs, as I've done, on each side rather than on the ends. Otherwise we'd have a runaway trestle leg piece that could fall and hurt ourselves. So we always start in this manner. All right, so we've put our wheel kit on, we've got the front on, we've put the back on. The system is very mobile now. It's easy to maneuver. The wheels themselves will spin and rotate for lockdown purposes, because when you're on the scaffold system, when it's with wheels, you must lock down the system. Each wheel needs to be independently locked, and it's good, safe, and you're working at heights protected. I want to take this time to thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to watch our video on LOBO work platform systems. If you have any questions at all, please contact your nearest Levitt Safety office. Thank you.